So AOC broke the internet when she announced that she was freezing her eggs. And she was going to be going through that journey publicly. And now everyone online has something to say about it. Which was exactly her intent. The woman knows how to send a message. Meanwhile, people on the right are playing right into her hand as they attack her, which, of course, on the flip side only makes people on the left rally around her more and support her more. And honestly, I think we just need to give AOC credit for this move of political genius. Because that is in fact what it is. I mean, we all know that AOC is a shark. She is a political monster. And her publicly going through IVF and egg freezing is not only making her, more relatable to her liberal female constituents. It is making her relatable to women all across the political spectrum all around the country. She is showing everyone that she's a moderate. She cares about family values too. She wants to have a baby. But first, she is going to fight for America. Because crazy cat ladies don't become president. But a woman who pushed off having kids so that she could fight for America. Yeah, that might be crazy enough to work. Now, before we dive into this story, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and of course, if you want to stay up-to-date on everything we upload here on The Red Cooper Show, make sure to ring that notification bell. All right, guys. I feel like this is just common sense, but it is only a matter of time until AOC runs for president. I don't know if it's going to be in 2028. Or 4 years after that, or 4 years after that, but in our lifetime, AOC will be running. We have known that for years. And so I am just imagining her sitting in a room with all of her Democrat advisors, because that's how they do this. If they are, planning a run, they are strategizing with the politicians. Everything is like formulated in a lab for these establishment politicians. So, they are sitting around discussing demographics and voter issues, American values. And point blank, she was probably told that she could never run and win as she currently is because, number one, she has had this sort of mysterious long-term boyfriend who she would not marry, still won't marry. Which screams commitment issues and obviously a cucked man. And number two, most Americans, even on the left, most normal people want kids. They want to start a family. They want to build a legacy. And if they are normal, they want to leave America a better country for their children. And they believe that, even if they have different values than I do. No, a rabid, childless, pro-abortion activist might not really resonate with a lot of normal Americans. Meaning AOC. So, what is the solution to this problem that was presented to her by her advisors? Well, she needs to move a little bit more to the middle. She needs to be relatable. She needs to be a little bit more normal, like a normal woman. So, she decides to publicly go through egg freezing and probably eventually go through IVF. And she's documenting all of it on Instagram. Just watch. This is the video that has now gone viral on X. Deco and I day one of freezing my eggs. I'm diving into the process and now I've got. Let's see all of this medicine here. I'm going to inject this first. But I got a pro tip from a friend because this injection kind of stings. It kind of burns a little bit. So, a friend of mine told me that if you make the first injection first and let it sit while you're doing everything else, maybe it burns a little less. I don't know. But obviously, I'm not doing this on live right now. Could you imagine? I didn't want to distract myself too much by being on live because I'm injecting myself with things. Maybe later. Maybe if I become a pro at this, I'll do that. Maybe I should start an ASMR egg freezing channel. I think they banned those on YouTube. So, and this is a powder. So, I'm basically dissolving this powder. All right. This all right. Don't be weird about this, even though I know all of you will be. Okay, that wasn't so bad. All right. So again, guys, I want you to know this is not random. This is a very carefully curated move, and this is part for the course for AOC. One thing that has made AOC really effective in her entire political career is the way that she speaks to her audience. She is incredibly authentic. She doesn't speak in political mumbo-jumbo. She gets on Instagram Live. She jokes with people. She takes selfies. She's documenting this egg-raising thing, not in a, no, slick Democrat establishment campaign ad, but on her Instagram stories with her dog. She doesn't have her, it doesn't seem like she has her intern or her assistant editing it and uploading it. She wants you to feel, and maybe she is doing this, but she wants you to feel like she literally just propped her phone up and she is just sharing her life with you. She wants to be authentic. And that has been incredibly effective, but it is a strategy. So, even if that video does seem very casual, I can assure you that that woman with her entire team and the people who see her as the future of America, everyone behind her, I can assure you that it was not actually casual. I think that she is kind of killing two birds with one stone with this entire endeavor that now she is embarking on, because the right has absolutely lost their minds. They have taken the bait. There are now thousands, if not millions, of posts all across X just like this. One person saying, I want to say something that our deranged culture no longer wants women to hear. It is sick that AOC is filming herself injecting hormones and trying to present egg phrasing as some kind of badass act of female empowerment. She literally said in the video, like, this is a badass thing I'm doing. The guy goes on and he says, this is BS. Matt Walsh made a post saying that this was totally backwards and ridiculous. Leah Rose said, it's not badass. Stop normalizing egg freezing. Get married and be open to new life. Ali Beth Stuckey jumped in and she said that she is glamorizing the lie that women can have it all. You can't. Biology is real, and how you order your life makes or breaks your future. Now, I don't disagree with a lot of those statements. I mean, is she glamorizing it? Yes. Yes, she is probably popularizing it and making it more normalized. But you getting pissed off and making those kinds of posts, these very moralistic posts about her life choices and IVF and all of the things. That is part of the entire point. I think that is actually what she wants you to do, because she is counting on not her just getting the flack, but also childless women in their 30s all around America also feeling the heat and getting personally offended when they see your posts and therefore getting more angry and more riled up, and then creating more division and rallying around her. Meanwhile, it is also putting her in the same camp as women like Anne Hathaway and other celebrities who are currently being praised throughout culture and society for having babies later in life in their 40s. I mean, Anne Hathaway, I think, is 43 right now, having her third child. She's doing all these press tours. She was just in the Odyssey. She's on like another generational run for her career. Meanwhile, she's pregnant and looks somehow hotter than ever. I guess the more babies you have, the hotter you look. I don't know. I got to get to working on that. But the New York Post said, is 43 the new 35? Anne Hathaway and the rest of Hollywood take on the geriatric pregnancy myth. So, this is like a very big thing that's being talked about right now. So by going on this journey and saying that at 37 she's freezing her eggs so she would probably have children later in her 40s. She is now aligning herself with celebrities, this elite class of women that feels like they are able to afford, literally to be able to afford to push off pregnancies, as well as aligning herself with millions of other American women who factually are choosing to have children at later and later ages, and her documenting this journey casually on her Instagram stories. It reaches all of them, and it perfectly positions her in the middle of that discussion, and they are also going to see the right losing their minds in this very moralistic way. For example, this one guy said, if pro-family conservatives are going to win hearts and minds outside of their narrow base, then they need to take the low-hanging fruit. So happy that AOC is considering starting a family. We'd like to work with her to build a world where more families don't have to choose between children and careers, where we can close the gap between the number of children Americans want and the number they end up with. This is not the time to go for a dunk. Now, I actually agree with a lot of what he's saying. I think that is a smart move. That is my natural inclination as an empathetic person. But I also don't consider my common sense rational response as a dunk or shaming, because AOC absolutely can do whatever she wants. If she wants to push it off, if she doesn't want to have kids, whatever, it's her life. Who am I to dictate that? And I hope that if she does have a family one day, if she is able to after egg freezing, I hope that makes her very, very happy. It has been absolutely transformative for me. It is the most amazing thing I have ever done in my life. It has challenged me. I've learned so much. I hope that more people do it because it's so incredible. The one thing I will say, though, be some advice, is that you are going to need a Helix mattress. Your sleep is going to be fragmented, and you want the sleep that you do get to be incredible. And you can get that with Helix. Now, if you've been thinking about upgrading your mattress, now is the time. We spend about a third of our lives sleeping. So, having the right mattress can make a huge difference in how you feel every single day. And that is one of the reasons why I have loved partnering with Helix for so long. They are one of my favorite companies to work with. And I just love their product so much, and I do spend about a third of my life on it. Now, Helix creates premium mattresses that are designed to fit your individual sleep style. Whether you are a side sleeper, a back sleeper, stomach sleeper, or somebody who prefers a softer or firmer feel, Helix has more Then 20 unique mattress models to help you find the right fit. Their supportive hybrid design combines comfort and pressure relief to help you get deeper, more restorative sleep. They also offer cooling upgrades for hot sleepers, free shipping right to your door, and 120 night sleep trial, a limited lifetime warranty, and the Happy with Helix guarantee. So you truly can shop with ease and confidence. Just go to heliexsleep.com/Brett for 27% off site-wide. That is heliexsleep.com/Brett. 27% off site-wide. Again, heliexsleep.com/Brett for the best sleep of your life. All right, now back to the story. And even though I think AOC can do whatever she wants and I hope she ends up happy, that does not change the fact that I think this situation is just plain. That's the only way that I can describe this. And it's not because she's girl bossing or whatever it is, but it's because she has been with her partner, her boyfriend, for 15 years. 15 years. She's 37 years old. She's been with him for 15 years. They got engaged 4 whole years ago. Check the date on the Vogue announcement. May 19, 2022. They are not married yet. So they've been together 15 years and they are still hemming and hawing about when and how to have children. Like, and you're still not married. So, you're 37 years old and now you're deciding or you feel the need to freeze your eggs. It seems like crazy idea. There was a much simpler way to go about this. Maybe you have the kids when you are a junior congresswoman before you're thinking about running for president. I don't even know. Anyway, it just seems a little bit ridiculous. And we also know that AOC is in the driver's seat of that relationship. I mean, the reason why they are not getting married or why they waited so long to get engaged, I should say, was because of her. Like, and she bragged about this in GQ. Like, this man is 100% cut. That's why she needed to do this, because this relationship is not empowering or relatable at all. Just listen to this again. This was from GQ. They write, late last year, Ocasio-Cortez and Roberts found themselves discussing their New Year's resolutions. Riley, her boyfriend, had a particular priority in mind. Quote, "It is my resolution that perhaps we could be engaged by the end of the year." She recalled him telling her, perhaps we could be engaged. Perhaps after 11 years, perhaps I could get a ring. OH. My God. It's like this is such embarrassing behavior for him. Quote. And I said, oh, really? Well, you're going to have to woo me. She said. You're going to have to convince me. After all this time. Why I should. WHY. Is that on him after all this time? Why? Do you not know? You're going to have to convince me after 11 years. Why should? Honey, get out of the relationship. If you don't know that you want to marry somebody after 11 freaking years, break up. You should not have to spend a year considering it because of a New Year's resolution. If you can't tell whether you want to marry somebody after 3 years, maybe it's time to reevaluate is what I'm saying. Anyway, sorry. We are not even at the worst part of the statement. I know this isn't a side, but guys, we just had to include it. Anyway. She goes on, Ocasio-Cortez told me that she never considered marriage. Inevitable. Her relationship with Robert, who is white, raised its own particular questions about identity and belonging. She wasn't positive that an intercultural, interracial relationship would be the right fit for her. And this is just the perfect segue into the next thing I want to talk about, because was this the right relationship for her, or was it maybe not the right relationship for her brand? Would it have been better for her brand if she had been a lesbian and had a black wife? Probably. Considering that she spent the last decade telling us all that straight white men were the devil, that they were Nazis, that they were toxically masculine, and then sneaking through the betas in Brooklyn. She has the whitest man imaginable. He's a freaking ginger. And she's saying, after 11 years, I don't really know if I want to marry somebody that's white. Oh my god, this man needs to leave her. Maybe it's a good thing that they haven't had kids together so that he has an opportunity to get out. Anyway. Sorry. Moving on. This whole point about the relationship not being good for her or her brand, I guess, is what she's trying to say, leads me straight into yet again that I don't think that this public egg freezing journey is really about them wanting to have kids or her having kids. It is a political strategy. An egg freezing in your late 30s is not even empirically that successful. Like, to be successful, that is something that you need to do in your earlier 20s, in your 20s, in your early 30s, at the latest. And she probably knows that. And so maybe that's, if we are really being cynical, maybe that's part of the whole journey. In a few years, she'll be president. She'll try to get pregnant. She can't. Then there's more fertility thing there. I like that's just like the most terrible black pill way to look at it. But just knowing what goes on in politics, how everything is so contrived. And all of these stories are controlled in order to emotionally manipulate voters, especially women. I would not be surprised if that was something that they were thinking about. And again, I would love to be proven wrong, but I just don't think that it is about the baby. She is using this so that she can move to the middle with this pro-family move and connect with voters in her base, aka the other women in America who don't have kids and have put it off. And also it is the perfect issue for her to use to build her free healthcare platform off of. Just watch. My insurance does not cover 1 penny of this. It is 100% out of pocket. It doesn't go to my deductible. Nothing. It covers nothing. So, there's 2 main sources of costs. So, you don't just pay one lump sum to the doctor. You pay for the medicine and then you also pay your clinic and for the procedure. So, there's 2 costs of it. Some places are very expensive. I'm going to a place in New York City that specifically designs are options for women who don't have insurance covering it. Oh, yes, she is. Oh, because she's just like us. Cause she's just she is just like us. She's going to the low-income egg freeze. Well, we don't know if she's doing the low-income option, but she wanted you to know that she is going to the low-income place. Because she is like us. Because insurance doesn't cover it. I mean, this is her building out a policy platform. I mean, just see how everything gets bigger than just egg freezing and just IVF. This is her signaling, in my opinion, that she is going to run And everything is pointing to that. I mean, last year she did a nationwide tour with Bernie Sanders, the Fight the Oligarchy tour that took her all over the country Trump style to reach voters. Now, she's publicly freezing her eggs, which yes, connects to voters. It puts her in the center of the reproductive health and justice issue, but it also tells the world that she's serious. She's willing to put off having a baby so that she can